Hey friends, imagine a scene straight out of the movie The Shawshank Redemption. Except instead of prisoners tunneling out of a gray stone wall, you have middle-class Chinese quietly digging their way out of Xi Jinping's China through a loophole in Japan's immigration system. When I lived in China, people whispered about it like a secret passage, and they called it the Japan loophole. It wasn't a movie, it was a visa. Basically, a golden ticket for middle-class Chinese to escape China. And the visa is called the business management visa. For just 5 million yen, or about 35,000 US dollars, you could open a fake company, move your whole family to Japan, and enjoy free schooling, healthcare, clean food, and clean air. No Japanese skills, no real business, just a startup on paper. And guess what? That loophole got flooded by people escaping the CCP's suffocating system. But Japan just slammed the door shut. And this time, it's not a tweak. It is a total reset. Let's be honest. This crackdown didn't come out of nowhere. It came after years of abuse, mainly by Chinese nationals who treated Japan's visa system like a vending machine. Fake businesses, fake degrees, fake employees, WeChat groups selling visa packages. Move to Japan, free education, free healthcare. Just pay $35,000 and pretend to run a trading company. And it worked for a while. Until Japanese taxpayers woke up and realized that they were subsidizing foreigners, mainly Chinese nationals, who were not building anything except extracting benefits. And even NHK, the Japanese state media, exposed it, calling it the shadow of the business management visa. And it turns out at least 1 in 5 of these so-called companies didn't even exist. They were complete shells. No employees, no real business operations, no taxes, no contribution. So, why did so many Chinese nationals abuse this visa? Well, it's simple. Because life in Japan is heaven compared to the CCP's cage. In Japan, your kid can go to public school for free, no political royalty required. In China, your kid grows up memorizing Xi Jinping's speeches and singing those, revolutionary songs. In Japan, hospitals don't bankrupt you, and doctors do not expect some bribe money in a red envelope before doing surgery on you, which is expected in China. And in China, the medical bills can be so expensive that it wipes out your entire life savings. In Japan, you can buy land, own property, and rebuild your house freely. In China, you can't even truly own the land. Even though the land is under your apartment, you're just leasing it from the party. And the party can take it back anytime. In Japan, the police protect your rights. In China, the police protect the party. So, of course, right, tens of thousands of Chinese nationals try to escape that hell, not because they love Japan, but because Japan offered what the CCP stole from them, right? Stability, dignity, and rule of law. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of these people never embraced Japan, even after Japan rescued them from communist China. These nationals basically brought China with them to Japan. Just walk through certain parts of Tokyo and you'll see what I mean. Entire apartment complexes full of Chinese tenants. Chinese WeChat groups trading visa tips, fake receipts, and tax hacks. Businesses registered in Japan but operating entirely in Chinese Mandarin, serving only Chinese customers. Their vault never left China. It just moved to Shinjuku, Japan. They never integrated, never learned Japanese, and never even tried. They live in Japan physically, but mentally, they're still in their hometown in China, absorbing propaganda from the Chinese social media, which is completely controlled by CCP, meaning Beijing's propaganda still shapes what they see and believe, even while they live under Japan's protection. So, Sanae Takaichi, the new Japanese Prime Minister, was absolutely right when she warned Japan that every Chinese national, even in Japan, has the legal obligation to pledge allegiance to China, to spy or to fight for the CCP if there's a conflict and that endangers China's national security. Think about that. Even if you have lived in Japan for 10 or 20 years, the Chinese national security law says you must still serve the party, the motherland. That is not, loyalty to your roots. That is legalized espionage potential and weaponized immigration against the host country. And it explains why Japan's new immigration overhaul isn't just about paperwork. It's really about national security. Because when you have hundreds of thousands of Chinese nationals in your country whose first loyalty is still to Beijing, you're not really running a multicultural society. You're running a, infiltration risk. So Japan finally said, enough is enough. And the rules just changed big time. The capital requirement for businesses increased from 5 million yen to 30 million yen. 30. So that's a sixfold jump. No more cheap entry. And you must now hire at least one full-time Japanese employee, not your Chinese cousin on a student visa. And someone in your company must speak fluent Japanese. Imagine that. Running a business in Japan while speaking Japanese. What a revolutionary idea. And the owner must have real entrepreneurial experience or a master's in management. And the business plan, it must be approved by a certified professional in Japan to assess its viability. No more Chinese visa agents fabricating business plans back in Shanghai. And these new rules are retroactive. Even existing visa holders have only 3 years to comply, or they must pack and leave. Therefore, thousands of Chinese nationals who are abusing the Japanese visa are now panic selling homes and furniture right now. The Japan dream just popped. And this is where Sanae Takaichi, her leadership becomes defining. As Japan's new Prime Minister and former Economic Security Minister, he understands that immigration is the new battleground of national defense. Takaichi represents Japan's China hawks and the Shinzo Abe faction's resolve to defend the nation, not just from missiles, but from these silent infiltration. He's not anti-immigrant. She's just anti-exploitation. She is anti-shell company and anti-CCP sleeper network. And she's right. Because integration isn't about, living in Japan. It's about becoming part of Japan. And too many of these Chinese nationals had no interest in that. They just wanted the benefits of Japan without the spirit of Japan. And they never saw Japan as home, just as their, plan B. So yes, I fully support and agree that these people should be vetted out. Not because they're Chinese, but because they're not loyal to the values of the society that welcomed them. And this isn't just Japan's problem. This is every democracy's problem. Canada, Australia, the US, and Europe are full of similar cases. Entrepreneurs with suspicious capital, fake degrees, and strong loyalty and ties to Beijing. They hide behind business visas, EB5, real estate purchases. It's infiltration dressed up as immigration. And democracies need to stop pretending this is just economics. It is geopolitical infiltration by migration. And Japan just became the first to say, not here, not anymore. And that is leadership. When I worked in Beijing, people joked that, Japan is China's retirement plan. Well, now that plan just got canceled with interest. Japan is not completely closing its doors for legal immigration. It's just locking out the parasites. And every free nation should follow suit. Because when loyalty to the party crosses borders, it's not immigration, it's infiltration. And defending your democracy starts with defending your visas.